Hello and welcome to the first episode of Genocide Survivors. In this episode, I will answer some essential questions that will give you a deep understanding of our history and set the stage for our interviews with survivors. We will explore who are the Yazidis, where do they live, how do they live, who are ISIS, and why did they target us, and what exactly did they do to the Yazidi people. Let's begin. So, who are Yazidis? The Yazidis are an ancient ethno-religious community whose roots span thousands of years in the rugged landscapes of northern Iraq, particularly around the Sinjar Mountains. Our identity is a rich tapestry of spiritual beliefs, cultural traditions, and historical experiences that set us apart. At the heart of our faith is the reverence of Malak Taus, often referred to as King of Angels, symbolizing light, redemption, and divine mystery. This belief, which predates Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, has been misunderstood by outsiders for centuries, fueling relentless persecution and forced assimilation. Our sacred songs, oral traditions, and ritual practices have been passed down through generations, preserving our history against all odds. Every word, every ritual, and every celebration are a testament to our unwavering spirit and determination to keep our heritage alive. Now, where do the Yazidis live and how do they live? Our ancestral homeland is nestled in the Sinjar region of Iraq, where ancient mountains meet fertile valleys. For centuries, Yazidi villages thrive amidst these dramatic landscapes. Stone and clay houses with central courtyards served as the heart of family and community life, creating sanctuaries of safety, tradition, and warmth. Our lives were intertwined with the land. Agriculture, livestock rearing, and local trade were not just economic activities, but a way to honor the rhythms of nature. We celebrated each season, planting in spring, nurturing our crops through the summer, rejoicing in a bountiful harvest during autumn. Vibrant festivals, religious ceremonies, and communal gatherings were acts of cultural preservation, reinforcing the bonds of kinship among neighbors who were as close as family. Yet with the onslaught of violence, these enduring traditions were violently disturbed. Entire communities were shattered, and many survivors were forced into refugee camps far from the lands of their ancestors once called home. Places where hope flickers amidst overwhelming loss. The next question, who are ISIS and why did they target the Yazidis? ISIS, or the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, is a jihadist terrorist organization notorious for its brutal tactics and extremist ideology. Rising from the chaos of regional conflict, ISIS quickly seized vast territories in Iraq and Syria, using terror as its primary tool of control. They viewed the Yazidis through a lens of fanaticism, labeling our unique faith and cultural practices as heretical and an affront to their radical interpretations of Islam. To ISIS, our ancient traditions and our steadfast refusal to conform made us prime targets. Their propaganda dehumanized us, depicting the Yazidis as infidels and enemies of their envisioned caliphate. This wasn't just a battle for territory, it was an ideological war, a calculated campaign of ethnic and religious cleansing, aimed at erasing our identity entirely. What did ISIS do to the Yazidis? The brutality inflicted upon the Yazidi people by ISIS was both systematic and heartbreaking. In a deliberate campaign of terror, ISIS executed mass killings. Reports indicate that approximately 5,000 Yazidi men were slaughtered in cold-blooded massacres, designed to decimate our community and instill pervasive fear. Over 10,000 Yazidis were kidnapped during this beginning of terror. Of those, around 2,400 have been rescued, but thousands remain missing, lost to the abyss of violence and uncertainty. Their fates unknown to those who still mourn them. Countless women and girls suffered unspeakable sexual violence, were forced into labor, and endured enslavement in a bid to break the spirit of our people and erase our culture. Entire villages were reduced to rubble. Sacred sites, repositories of our history and spirituality, were systematically destroyed. Mass graves have been discovered in remote areas holding the remains of those who were brutally murdered. Yet despite these findings, the Iraqi government's efforts to fully investigate these sites have been painfully inadequate, leaving many graves unopened and justice still out of reach. The physical and psychological scars ran deep. Witnessing such widespread violence, enduring the horror of abduction, and losing our homes has left an indelible mark on our collective soul. Thank you for joining me on this crucial journey as we uncover the truth about who we are as Yazidis, our ancient heritage, our profound connection to our homeland, and the devastating impact of ISIS on our lives. Despite the unimaginable horrors we have endured, our spirit endures, and every story we share is a step towards reclaiming our legacy. Your support in listening to these stories is vital, ensuring that our history is never forgotten and that our voices echo far beyond the ruins of our past. Stay with us as we continue to dive deeper into our journey towards healing and hope in the future episodes. Together, we can honor our legacy, demand justice for those still missing, and forge a future defined by strength, solidarity, and unyielding resilience. This is just the beginning. Keep our memory alive. Let's build a future where our voices are heard and our heritage endures. In the coming episodes, we will be sharing stories of survivors with you. Stay tuned.